Yo, it's Grizz. So today I thought we talk about Chelsea sacking of Tuchel. Y'all can let me know how that's supposed to be pronounced, whatever. Now personally I'm not surprised that he's been sacked. I've been saying this from last season. Might probably have been one of the only few people saying this, but I do not believe he was the guy. He wasn't the guy at PSG. And look at what he had up front at PSG. And I still don't think he was the guy at Chelsea. And a lot of people get mystified because they won the Champions League. And, he brought them back from that momentary lapse that they had under Lampard. And suddenly Lampard was like the worst thing ever in life. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not vouching to say Lampard was some great coach. But let's please remember, for that January, that was a season when Mourinho was at Tottenham. Tottenham was on fire. They were going into December, hitting second, first place in the league. Chelsea was right there. It was neck and neck. And then suddenly these teams just collapsed going into January. And within the space of a month, they were like the worst teams. So he came in with a team that was equipped. There was some switching around, that Lampard did, but he came in pretty much stabilized the team. And you're going to always have that new coach in vibe. Players are going to try to put their best foot forward because they want to impress the new coach. They want to get game time, etc. Anyways, not to mention, Champions League is a knockout competition. But let's not take anything away from him. He won the Champions League. He wouldn't have been the first Chelsea manager that came in on the back end of a season and won a Champions League. And I don't see anybody raving about those coaches. But anyways, he won the Champions League. So a lot of people got mystified by that, I think, and forgot that this was the same guy that coached PSG and coached them to the finals of Champions League, which they were not able to win. And this is the guy that this new owner comes in. I guess he managed to convince the new owner that, yo, you need to spend all this money. You're probably American, you don't know nothing about ball. You need to just get me these players and it's gonna happen. And maybe he bought into that, got him all these players, but it just wasn't happening. He kept getting him more players, and in my opinion, they overpaid for some of these guys. Like, money that they were paying for Fofana, like, that guy probably has a lot of promise, but really, was that really worth it? But in any event, they got these guys and the team just, it's not hitting stride right now. I personally think that even if they let him stay on even to December or January or whatever, the result would have been the same. The team would not have reached the heights that they would have expected it to. This is almost like that season with Lampard. Transfer hole, and he was playing with all these young guys, Tammy Abraham, all these guys, and they were able to stay fourth. He had a roughly 53% win record out of the Premier League, right? That was the 1920 season. The next season, he got sacked after only winning 8 games out of 19 Premier League games. That's a 42% win season, right? Boom, he's gone. His our team wasn't playing good. They spent all this crazy money, Timo Werner, very big name signings, side just not clicking it after playing bad for literally just 1 month. Literally. He's gone. Now here you have Tuchel coming in on the back end of a team with lots of talent. I guess, like with everything, stabilize the team, they win stuff. He comes in, have a full season, doesn't really do anything that spectacular. Gets a couple signings, get back Lukaku, big signing, didn't work out. It was almost picture perfect for him in the sense that the teams below third place couldn't really hold it together consistently enough to put pressure on Chelsea to have them in a position where, oh my God, we're fighting to stay in the top four. And then the top two were in a different race altogether. So Chelsea was literally like just there. And I'm saying all of this off the top of my head because I didn't look back at the league standings throughout the season, but from what I recall, there wasn't a lot of pressure on Chelsea. I think there was for a while, but then it eventually became a fight for who's going to keep top four. And then when Conte came in, Tottenham kind of looked a bit, at first, and then like a dark horse, they kind of started putting some results together, and bam, next thing you know, it's Arsenal. Like everybody was expecting at this point Arsenal would be able to hold on the top four. Then they started to battle it as Arsenal would, and then next thing you know, it's Tottenham. Arsenal's fifth place. Man United was faltering, and yeah, that's how it played out. So it was almost like everybody else made it easier for Chelsea to just hold their third place position. But other than not conceding a lot of goals, they weren't really exceptional last season. And when you look at it, Tuchel won 21 games out of 38. So he had a 55% roughly win ratio percentage last season. I mean, the season when Lampard was there, he had 20 out of 38 games. So when you think about it, both on a full season, based on games won, they really didn't do much different. But kudos to Tuchel on the back end of half a season turmoil. He came in, was able to steady the ship. They were able to eke out that Champions League after, in my view, Pep overthought it and kind of battled it. So they were able to come through, dig it out, and then they won all those other knockout competitions that followed as a result of that. But for me, this was a no-brainer. Maybe not so soon. I mean, I'd have given him some more rope personally to hang himself. But in fine Chelsea style, they swung the axe and they were like, yo, we're going for somebody else. It's early in the season. Let's cut our losses right now. We don't think you really know what you're doing. We're gonna get somebody who has a better understanding of how to get this team together. And then I wasn't seeing a lot of reports, but I was seeing somewhere, and I didn't get a chance to read it fully, that they were alluding to there being issues in the dressing room. Now, Premier League and the British media, man, they make stuff up like all the time. So you can never really know what's what and what's not. So right now I just leave it up from the outside looking in. The owners are just like, yo, you don't know what you're doing. You're coming to Champions League and you're making a fool of yourself. Like, that's it. We're not going to sit down here and wait to see if by December you're going to get it together, or you're going to pull it together. Bam. Get somebody else in. We have all these top players here. World class, high quality, high potential, high promise players all across the field. We need somebody who knows how to put all these pieces together so that we're out there winning games. And seeing what Arsenal was able to do at the beginning of the season, probably seeing how Man United bounced back from their first two terrible games. I mean, as an owner, you're probably looking and saying, but I've bought all these players, I have players that I've bought all across the pitch, and I'm not seeing the return. Where's gone? I mean, I think it's the right move. Whether it happen now or January or next summer, I believe it was gonna happen because I don't think he's that guy. I really don't think he's that guy. Kind of round it out, seeing as I'm doing this recording at this moment, there are discussions to have the fixtures this weekend postponed, as you all would be aware of the latest news that's out there. It's gonna be a long winter for football fans if this postponement goes beyond just Friday, goes into the weekend and even maybe the following weekend. But let's see what happens. Let's keep our fingers crossed.